Political leaders are now lying to our faces. No surprise there. The government been shut down for almost a week. And now we have MAGA Mike Johnson looking right into the camera and lying to us about what this shutdown is all about and how Republicans are here to help.
So they created a red herring. A red herring is a distraction. They decided that they would pick a fight on health care. Well, let me look right into the camera and tell you very clearly. Republicans are the ones concerned about health care. Republicans are the party working around the clock every day to fix health care. This is not talking points for us. We've done it. A big part of the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Families Tax Cut, was to fix health care. Health care is broken in America. It's too expensive. The quality of care needs to rise. We need more access for more people, and we have lots of ideas to do that.
So they've got ideas. They've got concepts of ideas, concepts of plans. Now, first of all, this is all crazy. So what the Republican messaging is, and they're doing a decent job with their messaging, saying this is the tax cuts for the middle class. It may be tax cuts for the middle class, but it's greater tax cuts for the ultra wealthy. The ultra wealthy is going to pay $1 trillion less. The government has to find that money somewhere. They're doing it by slashing people's health care. And we're seeing this play out. And I mean, look at this. Senator Warnock posted this. I was sent this by a Georgian this morning. 2025 premiums versus 2026 premiums for someone making $65,000 a year. Republicans in Washington did this. This is what I'm fighting to stop. This is what is at stake in the shutdown fight. So, mind you, while I have people here that are so rich and telling me they don't want to listen to my show about politics, I'll tell you this. It's a lot easier to just continue to talk about Dancing with the Stars and not things that matter. We love Dancing with the Stars. But the point being here is that we have to put our name on the line, be divisive if that's what it takes, to continue to show you that your healthcare, this is for like 20 million people. In this case, this person, the lowest level would have cost them $307 a month. And next year, it'll cost them $964 a month. That's a 300% increase. The average increase is going to be like 115%. I already pay $1,300 a month for my wife, myself, and my son. Does that mean I'm going to be paying $25 plus $100 a month? And that's just what you pay to then get in the door. And then you got to pay more and all of the things that they don't cover. And you got to, it is such a broken system that for MAGA Mike Johnson here to try to tell us that they are the party that wants to fix healthcare, it is just patently untrue. Aaron Rupar said this, let me look right into the camera and tell you very clearly, Republicans are the ones concerned about healthcare. It's just, and so then in Tennessee, they've refused to expand Medicaid in Tennessee, costing $30 billion and counting. The system's broken, and this is not a way to solve it. Now, the messaging that they're trying to say is, well, illegals have health care provided for free, and we're trying to get rid of that, which, again, is not true. But I want to play this viral clip for you guys where we have a dude, I believe, running for a state senate, and he is going to share with you how to have empathy for those that are believing these lies. This is Graham Plattner. He's a Democrat running for U.S. Senate against Susan Collins with a popular right-wing lie suggesting undocumented people receive free government benefits. Here's a town hall where he dispels that lie and uses grace and empathy to say now's not the time to dunk, now is the time to have compassion and listen to those that believe this.
The illegals that are in this state that get free benefits.
So the question by the audience member is, what's your plan for illegals that are getting free benefits? Now the audience goes apeshit on this lady, but he doesn't.
If you listen to what she was saying, just hear me out. If you listen to what she was saying, at its core, she's angry about the exact same things you are. People are propagandized, people are misinformed, but people are not stupid. And we shouldn't treat them as such. People are angry because they know they're being screwed. They might get lied to. They might get taken in. If somebody robs your neighbor's house, you don't go over there and laugh at them afterwards. They've been taken advantage of. And that's what this is. People are being robbed. They're being robbed of their critical thinking. They're being robbed of their empathy. The answer to that is not shame. The answer to that is not anger. The answer to that is empathy and compassion.
Now, so he says the answer is empathy and compassion. I'm sorry, he's running for Senate in Maine. He's an oyster farmer and a harbor master. Now, one of the comments says empathy and compassion is what Democrats have been giving for years and it doesn't work. Listen, the Democrats have a lot wrong with their party. It's more than empathy and compassion. It's not taking corporate money, doing what's right for the middle class, not profiting off of insider trading that you do because you're privy to information that commoners don't have. So you make a fortune through being in that privileged situation. It's a lot of things that need to come together. But what it is, a tattoo-wielding oyster farmer in Maine telling us how it is and saying we still need to be kind to our neighbors, I'm all on board. Some folks think this could be a future president, the way this guy is talking to people like humans. And he's not coming there from some, stuffy financial job. Like, this is a guy who works with his hands. And I just love it. We'll be following candidates like this as they rise up and say, listen, there's so much misinformation out there. There's so many people that's duped. We need to stop dunking on each other and realize, like, hey, maybe you didn't get all the information, but you tried your best, and now we're going to give you the information. And I think what's tough with this is that there's been a history of Democrats that, even if you don't think it's as bad as Republicans or vice versa, that they're not clean. They're not on the books. They're lifetime politicians, and people just don't want that anymore. CNN has poll numbers on, we covered this morning, all of the troops that are being either sent to different cities or they're trying to send them to different cities, and the poll numbers are not looking good. I mean, the majority of Americans do not want this to happen.
It's a political loser, John. It's a political loser. Donald Trump may think it's a political winner, but it's a political loser. Oppose Trump deploying in a U.S. city, active duty U.S. military, 61%. The National Guard in particular, 58%. When you get 3 in 5 Americans agreeing on anything, if that is on the opposition side, it's a political loser. And among independents, who are, of course, that key block in the middle of the United States political electorate, we're talking about 2/3 of independents there and about who oppose the deployment of either active duty U.S. military or National Guard.
Yeah, they realize that these cities and these states are capable of running, and policing their people. And even though there might be riots or protests on a city block, it's not deserving of having our own military against us. Here's Crystal Ball. She's one of my favorite progressive voices out there. She runs Breaking Points on YouTube with a conservative co-host, Sagar and Jetty. And if you're one of those people that wants to hear both sides of the story, I think this is one of the best shows you can listen to. Here she is disgusted at the raids. We talked about it this morning, but the raids that went down, I believe in Chicago, where kids were being zip-tied and yanked from their families.
Really want people to sit with what happened here. They used Black Hawk helicopters in the middle of the night to rappel into an apartment building. They pulled everyone out, broke down the doors. Little kids who were sleeping naked or in their underwear, pulled out crying, zip-tied together.
And not to mention, what did this cost our taxpayer dollars? Like this whole building that they raided with these just on the jet fuel alone, they probably could have provided them health care for life. I mean, it's just so ridiculous how our money is being spent to divide us and to terrorize us.
Thrown into U-Haul vans. Grown-ups, adults, seniors, did nothing wrong. Middle of the night. Again, unclothed, zip-tied together. Thrown and detained for hours. No ability to make a phone call, no lawyer, no warrant, nothing. They are being abused. They're being assaulted. They're having their rights violated. They're having their possessions destroyed. It's hard for me to be shocked by what this administration does at this point when we're talking about pulling naked kids out of their beds, zip tying them together and throwing them in the back of a U-Haul van in the middle of the night. How can anyone, I don't care if you love Trump or hate Trump or you're whatever, I don't know how anyone morally justifies this.
It's a solid question, and it breaks my heart that some people will try to. It breaks my heart. These aren't people committing crimes, and if they are, find the people committing the crimes, prosecute them, give them their due process, and if they're in the country illegally, they'll be deported because they committed crimes. But instead, this is a quota where they're just trying to get as many brown people out as possible. This is really what it's all about. And it's being led by Stephen Miller, who is, by all accounts, like a bad racist. He's a bad guy. and he's pulling all of the strings, and this does nothing to lower your avocado prices. This does nothing to help your safety. Look, here we have a Catholic priest explaining how ridiculous it is that a lot of politicians who claim to be Catholic, J.D. Vance, are spitting in the face of Catholic doctrine.
I don't want to get on a rant here, but I'll keep it brief. But like the odd time you'll have a politician and he's going around saying, oh, I'm Catholic, I'm Catholic, I'm Catholic. And then he's pushing things totally against what the Catholic Church teaches. Makes me want to pull my hair out. Or sometimes I hear stories, of parents report to me what is being taught in some of our Catholic schools. Makes me want to pull my hair out.
And then he goes on to say the same about a lot of the deacons and people in the community that are preaching the wrong message. Listen, I don't think Catholicism is extremely progressive, but in some ways, the Catholic teachings, including what Jesus said in the Bible, are extremely progressive. Here are 6 Catholic teachings that might surprise you. Social justice, quote unquote, God sides with the poor, fight poverty, unfair wages, and greed, care for creation, protect the planet. Pope Francis calls climate action a moral duty. And again, that's what Caroline Leavitt disagreed with, because she wears the cross only when it's convenient to her. Human dignity and inclusion. Every person deserves respect. Did those kids getting zip-tied get respect? Peace and nonviolence. Blessed are the peacemakers. Anti-war, pro-diplomacy, no to nukes. Now, again, we know what's going on in Portland and Chicago. These are just examples of the government trying to escalate tensions so they'll have a reason to use tear gas on their own citizens. Immigrants and refugee rights. Welcome the stranger. Support humane borders and global hospitality. Number 6, no to the death penalty. All life is sacred. Officially declared inadmissible by the church in 2018. So listen, whether you're Catholic or Christian, just, use those critical thinking skills and think, is this the world you want to live in? I think there's a version of our country moving forward, years down the line, where we're going to see people in jail over what's going on right now. And yet we still have plenty of folks, maybe not in our community, but we have plenty of folks out there defending this, thinking somehow the, kidnapping and hog tying of kids and the blowing up of speedboats in international waters, and the list goes on. Somehow they think that's going to lead to you being able to get a more affordable home. This isn't the fight. This is misguided, and they're using a lot of people's frustration and anger, and they're parlaying that into more destruction and division. I'm not here to condone that, and we'll be here to continue to speak truth to power as long as they'll allow us. We'll be back in the morning. We're here twice a day, every day. Consider a 5-star review. Leave us a nice review. Hit the like button, subscribe, do whatever you can. Share us with a friend. Anything to help the channel grow. We appreciate you. We'll see you then. I'm Dave. This is The Rush.